So we're going to be playing an S rank against a Magmar deck, and Magmar control has become pretty popular. It's usually playing a lot of Rush minions, and then it's Keep of the Veil, Plasma Storms, so it's not usually jumping out to an early start, but it can play a lot of high value minions in the mid game, and it just often runs over you with the Rush minions and the Mechanical War Beast and things like that. So we're going to be assuming a more defensive posture, because we don't have the ability to go 2 drop into 2 drop with this deck, and we want to keep our Sunforged Lancers safe so we can get some procs off of the ability, but we unfortunately are going to have it killed by this Eludicator, which is a 5/4 for 4 that will do damage to Vath. So right now all our minions are dead, so we're going to move up and play and kill the 5/2. And then I play the 4/4, and I'm not really sure where we want to play this. I place it here, and I'm not sure if that's a good decision because it can be killed on board. I wanted to contest this mana tile, but I think that instead I should have moved back to kill the 5/2 and placed it back here. So I would have let them have the mana tile and have 5 mana on their turn, but I would have had the chance to keep my 4/4 on the board and not let it die for free, because trading 4 damage to face and a Healing Mystic for the 4/4 is really not worth it. I'm fighting for 1 mana, but I'm giving up 4 mana. Maybe in exchange, we could say it's in exchange for 2. I just feel like I'm giving up way too much mana for this, and they could still move and play something onto this mana tile, so I don't really prevent them from doing it. So I think that was a bad play that I made, and I think with this deck you want to be more defensive and fight for the mana tiles less than I tried to do. So they're going to play a Sunsteel and get to use the mana tile anyways, and kill my 4/4. So we're not in a great position now, because we're basically staring down a Sunsteel and we have nothing. So here's where I actually start to assume the defensive position, which I probably should have been doing before. We play the Sunriser, and we play it so they can't attack it with anything. We're only at 5 mana, so we're not worried about Mechanical. We might need to worry about Eludicator still, but there's really nowhere we can get where he can't really chase us down. So we instead run into a Chrysalis Burst. I don't even check these eggs because they're actually not very good, but we could kill 2 of them without having to play the Scorn, but we do have the Scorn, and it's such good value just to play it, and it actually allows us to just get procs off with healing also. So we run up and we hit the Force Field off of this, and we run up with this. I am about to play the Light Chaser, but I remember that we should play the Scorn first because we want to end up healing we could have healed the Light Chaser actually, but we end up healing the Scorn so we can get the proc off of the Sunriser, and combined with the Scorn proc, it ends up killing the enemy Sunsteel. So I try to position so we can't get everything Mecanted, because you don't want to let your 3 attack minions get hit with the Mecanter, because then they don't kill it. But I'm unable to completely prevent it, so at least I make him take the 3 damage to the face, and then all our minions get killed off. So in this position, I'm just going to play the Silver God Knight and play the Holy Immolation. We're getting in a position where we can start to threaten their life total, because they're only at 9 and we have 3 power on the board, so we're going to attack them with our General, even though we take 3 in return. So we run into a Plasma Storm, which isn't too bad in this situation, because they only have 2 mana left to follow up, and we want to play the Skyfall, so baiting out the Plasma Storm is pretty good for us. So we're going to run up, and we're going to play the 3 Silver God Knights, and we place them so it provokes this minion, and so the best Mecanter place would be right where we're standing, so otherwise they can only hit 2. However, they're able to Plasma Storm it, which isn't our favorite thing, but it kills their Healing Mystic also. And now they make the decision to go aggressive on us, because they can buff their general's attack and hit us down to 8 and them down to 7. And from here, they would win the race. But we're able to actually burst pretty quickly by playing the Sunriser. Now, here's one of the weaknesses, is we can't, when we use the Holy Animation, we do 4, but we don't get the second proc off of the Sunriser. And we can't use our Battle Bloodborne spell on the Sunriser either. So we actually have just exactly the card to do it, which is the Sundrop Elixir, which gets the proc off of the Sunriser for 2 damage, and then we can attack with our general for the last 2. So this was a pretty good game. We definitely made some mistakes, but we had one big swing turn with the Scorn into the Light Chaser and Sunriser, even though they got killed off by the Mercantor. And then we had a couple good Holy Immolations that let us take back the game. So we'll have a couple more games.